What is up, y'all? So I was watching a video and one of the guys in it asked the other what their favorite of the quintuplets was from the show, and they had different answers, but both agreed as long as it wasn't like this one specific one, it was all fine. I'd heard of quintessential quintuplets before and I understood the gimmick. I figured it was fairly standard because of that. Most harem shows usually use the same or similar tropes and just dress them up differently. I thought them being 5 twins was just a way to justify them all being overly similar, but the video had me wondering if they both have a different favorite and one specific dislike. How different are the quintuplets? So I started the show, and I was not expecting it to like it as much as I do. Let's get into it. Also, for clarity, the show indicates to us which quintuplet is which by using different hair colors, but it's shown that in the world their hair is all the same color, and that's why, for example, they show us the final bride because her hair is basically different from all of theirs because that's their actual hair color. It's just a device to show the audience who's who. This only matters because at first I thought they were all fraternal twins and I was confused why he was confusing them all so much, but they are all identical and they just look different to us, the audience, but the same to the characters. Got it? Okay, good. To start, we engage the premise of our main character meeting one of them and getting off on bad terms. Then when we meet the rest, and shock, they're all quintuplets and he is signed up to tutor all 5 of them. And to be honest, I actually love that all 5 of them are actually so dumb, like even the ones that seem kind of smart are very book dumb. So it's actually quite endearing. The main dude is absolutely better than most like harem protagonists. He's smug, he's abrasive, conceited, and really, really poor. He's an actual character. And this is honestly my first step in finding a harem that I can enjoy, since I don't really self-insert or really want to get with whatever girl. I just like to see the romance between characters develop. And this is why I don't have very many harem shows on my faves lists. Now, so he's been put in this situation with an ultimatum. He needs the money from the job to survive, and the quintuplets don't want to be tutored either, for various reasons. This is actually the first thing they do to establish differences between them. Like Yotsuba, the dumbest but also the nicest, is happy to give it a shot. Miku, the shy one, is hesitant but pretty easy to bribe. Itsuki was the first one to meet him and they're the ones that got off on the wrong foot together, so she would be happy to if it wasn't him specifically. Ichika, the big sis type, isn't opposed to it but has no real motivation for it either. And finally, Nino is a bitch. This is the fastest and most clearly I've ever had a harem show introduce and make distinct this many girls. It actually uses their similarities and identicality, I don't know if that's a word, as a strength, and it makes their differences more pronounced. I love it. Now, even if this was all the show was about, him winning them over and tutoring them to not be dumb anymore, the show probably just would have become a harem show I really like, but the show just keeps adding more. It adds mystery, it adds interesting pasts, it adds interesting family and scenarios. The show just keeps adding new, more fun things to make sure it never gets boring. This has definitely cemented itself as not just like a great harem show I enjoy, but like possibly one of my favorite shows. I'll have to sit down and sort that out in my brain. Sort of depends also on how it sticks the landing. And yeah, it helps that it apparently has an ending, something that's not afforded to most harem shows. At the time of making this video, we have 2 seasons of the show and the finale movie is coming out this month. Depending on from when this releases, it could be 1 week, it could be now. But I'm really excited to see it and watch the conclusion. There's like actual progression in this show, and for example, my list of the quintuplets sorted by favorite are actually different per each of the seasons that happen. See, for season 1, my order was Yotsuba, Miku, Ichika, Itsuki, and Nino. And for season 2, my order became Yotsuba, Nino, Miku, Itsuki, and Ichika. The most shocking part of this change was the idea that Nino, who I didn't really like, actually came around, and I very much kind of was rooting for her quite a bit. And also that Ichika, who was initially fairly likable, became someone I genuinely dislike, and I will riot if she wins, I swear to God. But that just goes to show that there is development and the characters influence each other. It's all actually very sweet. They make him show more emotions, and he helps them become more motivated people. Man, there's so much I want to gush about, but I want to keep this review fairly spoiler-free since this is a plea to the void that if you haven't watched this yet, please give it a try. While this is probably coming out very close to the release of the movie, you may not have time to watch all the seasons before it comes out, but it also means that by the time you watch it, you can watch all of it. Everything will be adapted and the show will be over. You can watch it from start to conclusion. If you're already caught up and are waiting for the conclusion like me, let me know in the comments who your favorite is, and if you also ended up fervently disliking Ichika by the time we rolled around to this point, because honestly, I would rather some random girl from school win, or he becomes a hermit before she wins. So, thanks for watching this one. I just wanted to talk about the show before the movie hit, so it may feel a bit rushed for this video, but hey, that's how it is sometimes. Last video I mentioned working on something big enough that I may regret it, and that's very true. I am still working on it, and it has been in the works for well over a month. It should be the next video, but I make no promises. Also, I may make another Quintuplets video to check in after the movie. I might not. It sort of depends on who wins, to be honest. But regardless, please make sure to subscribe.
And ring that bell so you don't miss any uploads.
Thank you. And please make...
You're welcome.
And please make sure to have a wonderful rest of your day.